1, 2, 3 testing.
All right.
Sam,
Coby Watts,
talk to me.
welcome to the Diving Deep with Sam Fricker podcast.
Thanks for having me, bro. It's a pleasure to be here and be on the podcast.
Thanks for coming on.
Nice, anytime, bro. You're one of
Right.
my good mates, and it's the least I can do. I don't really like podcasts, but I am happy to do this with you, bro. It's gonna be good.
I thought your story is something I really wanted to share because it's unique and it's a really great example of what it takes to perform on social media.
Yeah, that's for sure, eh? And to be fair, to start and get right into it, you're one of the main reasons why I'm still doing what I'm doing. So thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Dude, I remember I got a message from you because you were doing DJing and you were pretty big on Instagram at the time.
Yeah, I had about 20K, I think. Yeah. And I was
Yeah.
touring all over the world. Australia. Done some international shows. But at that time, my mental health wasn't too good. And that's when you and I kept trying to link up. And I kept going, I can't today. And, I eventually told you why. And I think you were the first person I told why and what was really going on. And yeah.
Because the mental health is a real thing and it's good to look after yourself and good to reach out and ask for help. But not even just for the mental health. I remember initially you reached out and said, Sam, I want to give TikTok a try. At the time, I had a few 100K. I was fairly small, but I was loving it.
Yeah.
Like, I want to give it a try. Come down and we'll make some videos. And I drove up.
Yeah, you did. You drove
to
see me, bro. And at that time, I was living in the youth center, which is, for people watching, it's like a housing commission, basically. And yeah, man, I'll never forget that day for the rest of my life. He came over. Dude, you look so different now compared to the person I met. And I asked you some questions like, dude, what did I say? I said something along the lines, quote me if I'm wrong, I'm either going to get a job or I'm going to go all in and give this a crack. And, you told me what you told me, and I'm still doing it to this day. And I'm just learning and navigating as I go. So, yeah, bro.
And that was the biggest difference, Coby, because I had a lot of people at the time reach out and say, I want to do this. And I'm a pretty generous guy. Like, I'll go around, I'll help you out, do whatever I can.
Yeah.
Because I want to see, especially my friends, like, I want to see them do well. And I come around, I was like, look, this is what you got to do. You got to post every day, every single day, multiple times a day, consistency.
Yeah.
Through a long period of time. And if you keep changing it, find out what works, double down and do everything you can in that space, then you'll be able to figure it out.
And G6.
And G6. At the time, there was a few other small technical things that I was doing that just worked for me. Whether they worked in general, I don't know. But I taught you everything I knew at the time, and we ran with it. And then you doubled down.
Bro. I posted like 5 videos a day at one point. To get into it as well. You did tell me everything you knew at the time. I didn't understand everything you told me, but I understood a few things, and I knew that the more I posted, the more potential I would have of going, somewhat viral or, people seeing my stuff. And I didn't really understand what was about to happen. I didn't understand what was about to happen, bro. Not DJing, mental health not good, living in, housing commission at the time, no money basically, a car that had paint coming off it, insecure, lost, no direction, all the list goes on. But you gave me that opportunity to come down, film, told me what you taught me, and I literally, like I said, I'm still doing it to this day. And I think the difference that stands out between me and other people is there's something in my brain that has to do something to be productive, and if I don't, I feel like I'm going backwards and I'm a failure. And that's why I'm still doing what I'm doing from what you told me.
What you touched on, I understand that feeling. I always try to be super productive and I want to be as successful as I can. And when I'm not doing things, I sometimes feel like resting I find difficult because I find it somewhat detrimental. And I know it's productive, but it gets in my own head. I prefer to be working towards something constantly.
I'm the same. I feel like if I'm sick, I can't rest. If I'm tired, my mind can't rest. And I don't like the word can't, but I'm having challenges with it still to this day. And that's why, I say often that I have this sick grind. And what I mean by sick, it's like, it's not healthy to grind to that point and keep going when you know you should be resting, like you're saying. And yes, rest is productive, but throughout the last couple of years, man, I think I've pushed myself to a point that it's just like, I look back on it now, and even especially now talking about it, I'm like, what was I doing? Like, I had the flu at one point, could barely move out of bed, and I'm posting videos, bro, and I'm filming. Did it work? It did. But
and then what's the answer there? Because like I have trouble resting myself, and the thing I found most effective for me is having my girlfriend. I find when I'm hanging out with her, it takes my mind off work, and it gives me a way to relax without feeling guilty for not working. Keyword
is guilty, bro. You got to let go of the guilt, and you're going to find inner peace. That's what I believe, because we're not peaceful when we're trying to rest, are we? We're restless and we want to do stuff. So for me, it's about going in and, learning about myself and calming myself down as much as I can, and, rewiring the way that I think, because, we've said it a few times, like we feel unproductive, we feel guilty, we feel like we're not doing anything. But the truth is, we've done a lot and we're doing a lot. We're allowed to rest. And if we don't, mate, I've been through times where I don't like the word burnt out, because, it's very thrown around these days, but I feel just so run down and stressed, and it's because I'm not giving myself the rest that I need. So
do you feel this at the moment?
Mate, yeah, to be fair, a little bit. Yeah, I've just come back from overseas. I was away in I was in England, and then I went to Germany and a few other places, and that was the first time I've ever traveled, and it was very hard for me, extremely hard. I hate being out of routine. I just said before we started the podcast that I don't like using the word hate, but for some reason it's the word of the day for me. I struggle with being out of my routine, and videos are a bit all over the place at the moment.
Routine's important. Like I find, like as I was saying, traveling with my diving, I enjoy it. I have a strict routine. I come in, I train, I compete. Your day's fairly rigid, but then when I'm off working, making videos, I really need to be working, making videos to feel somewhat relaxed as well. Like I enjoy making the content, keeping my mind active and chipping away at those goals helps me kind of enjoy time away.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm not, there was a point in time, especially probably when you met me, where if I didn't do my routine, and I remember I didn't have, this is when I knew I really needed routine. I had a drink that I was having every morning, and one morning I didn't have it. It was some sort of sports drink. Okay. It was like electrolytes, caffeine. It was one of those ones, and I didn't have it, and I felt like the world was ending. I'm like, what's going on here? Why am I doing that? Like, and there's a lot of labels and stuff getting thrown around these days, but OCD and all the rest of it. But that's when I knew that if my routine changed, I would get very scattered in the head. So yeah, bro, I still struggle with it to this day, not to the same degree that I used to, but being overseas, bro, was one of the hardest things but best things I've ever done, for sure. Yeah.
What did you take away from that in particular with the routine? Did it make you realize that when you were away, did you try and set a routine to try and feel better and get back on track? Or did you accept the chaos and try and make the most of it? When you were in that grind, not feeling great, what did you do?
Yeah, that's a great question. Basically, as I said before the pod started, I put everything into storage unit and left. So I was already a bit scattered, if that makes sense, before I left. And then when I got there, it wasn't too bad, but that's when the chaos started, as you mentioned. The chaos started probably 2 weeks or 3 weeks into the podcast. I'm not podcasting, into the trip. Sorry, my bad. And
we podcasting for weeks here.
We're not going anywhere. It started getting really tough, and all I did was, bro, I went back to the basics. I just went back to the basics of life. Yeah. And for me, that's grounding myself. It might sound funny to some people, but taking my shoes off, going to sit in the sun, You know, doing body scans on myself, like some breath work.
I see you down at the beach doing your live streams. Is that part of the grounding?
It can be, I guess. I think that's more for myself and just, you know, something new that I was doing. But when you're not, you know, in routine and you're very disconnected from yourself, the key word, the main word here is disconnected. What do you got to do? Reconnect. So when I'm not myself and I'm all out of routine, that's what I mean by going back to the basics, bro. Just getting the small things right that I know that work. And it doesn't matter if I'm here, London.
What are some of those things for you?
Yeah.
Aside from the getting the feet on the ground, is it making content?
That's what I was going to say, bro. It doesn't matter where I am in the world. I get back to those basics. And the basics are, for me, wake up, go to the gym, water, like make sure I'm drinking a lot of water, good foods, you know, environment, bro. What's my environment looking like? Am I happy where I'm at? Do I feel unsafe? Do I feel like, you know, all over the place? Like, environment is key. I mentioned running, didn't I? So running.
You actually haven't mentioned running yet, but that's a big part
That's
of
probably
what you
the
do.
biggest savior for me. Is running once a day, because I have so much external noise in my head, like that just constantly like is just so loud. I have to run to keep my brain calm and my body calm as well. So it's just the little things that I do, and like I said, it doesn't matter where in the world, I can do them anywhere, but I have to do those, otherwise at this point in my life it doesn't end up too well.
That running, because I know from my diving the exercise, being in shape, working out makes me feel good physically. And even when I don't want to go and do it, it makes me feel so much better after. And the running, somewhat from an outside perspective, I've seen as a bit of an anchor for your life, something that you can always go to that makes you feel better. Like whenever I call you and you're going through a hard time, you know, you're about to go for a run, or
I'm running.
you're on a run.
Yeah, I'm running, yeah. I hate running, and I'm using that word again. I don't like it. It's hard. Who wants to just go run on pavement for 2 to 10 kilometers? Like, it's not the funnest thing ever. But like you said, I think you mentioned the reward after it. That's why I do it. And I feel like, you know, yesterday, for example, I've only just started running again. I felt horrible. I don't know. I'm just not feeling myself. Like, I put a bit of weight on, all the rest of it. But I went for that run, and after it, bro, I was happy, you know. I was like on a runner's high, like life's good, you know, and that doesn't last forever, but that's just one thing that I can do each day to make me feel accomplished, healthier, and just like I mentioned before, that external noise that's in my head, just it quietens down. Yeah,
I find I get the same thing from exercise, and
yeah, bro, it's key. Exercise is key for life, bro, and I mean that in the most polite way. Anyone out there who is struggling, mentally or with anything in life, and you've got so much noise going on up here, get outdoors, go for a walk, go for a run, go for a dive. I can't dive, but you know, you dive.
Yeah, I've seen you jump off some rocks.
Oh mate, yeah, how did that go?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
But yeah, go do something for you and get outdoors. It's really the most beneficial thing at you know, this point in it helps me the most at this point in my life, and it has for a couple of years, as you mentioned and as you've seen.
I want to pull back slightly to when you did start making the content. So you were posting every day, multiple times a day, making your own kind of content. And at that time, we were catching up to collaborate once a week, once a fortnight, really chipping away. At one stage, someone come and asked a photo and recognized me as the music guy. The music guy.
Yeah.
Like,
how long did we catch up for weekly, do you reckon? Not because
months.
You came to mine and then I started coming to yours. How long was that going on for?
I reckon off and on there was months where we'd come and see each other fairly often, whether it was every week, every fortnight, as often as possible.
Yeah.
And we were making those videos. And TikTok was a different place back then.
Social media was a different place back then. Instagram was, like, in my opinion, the biggest way to grow. TikTok, I didn't know much about it, so I can't really talk about it, what it was. Like, you started before me, but I think from memory, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you first started, TikTok was a bit cringy, like, quote unquote. Is that correct?
I somewhat avoid getting into it myself. It was my sister Heidi who got me on to start TikTok.
There you go. So it's like known for the dance stuff, and people were like, "Oh, like why would you go on TikTok and stuff?" But now it's like, if you're not on there, it's like, "What are you doing? Why aren't you on there?" But
And
I think you asked me a question, and I went off track. What was the question you wanted to know? Because you said you wanted to peel back. Where were we peeling to?
back to that start when you were chipping away, when you were growing, we were catching up all the time, and doing that kind of short form content. The time was really unique to TikTok alone.
Yeah.
What was that phase like for you, going from, say, 0 followers on TikTok all the way up to hundreds of thousands to your first million?
Yeah, bro, that's a really good question. So basically, I think it's a story, really. I'll do it as quickly as I can. Like, obviously, like, I met you. I think prior to you, was I doing dance videos or something?
No.
I wasn't doing that at all,
I don't think you did the dance videos.
What was I doing? I did,
music.
Bro, I just started, didn't I? Was it? I can't remember, bro. I can't quite remember, but
You were doing
we
the
did
music.
the Milo video.
Yes.
Yeah, I was doing
Comparisons.
Comparisons, was it?
That was a big thing for us.
Oh, yeah, the comparison. So basically, bro, yeah, at the start, it wasn't like I said earlier on the podcast, I wasn't expecting what was about to happen. I was posting multiple times a day. You know, I was doing whatever I could to grow a channel. And I think the reason why I was doing that, because in my head, I had that it would get me out of housing commission, because I thought followers equaled money at the time. You know, we were posting, I was doing music videos. Then out of nowhere, like, long story short, I posted a video about ADHD because I seen one. I was like, hey, I do all that. What's going on here? And, you know, I'd been diagnosed and stuff, and I did a video and it went really well. I was like, okay, this is cool. And I liked it. Like, I liked it a lot. It was fun.
And it was you.
And it was me, bro.
You
exactly.
loved it.
Keyword. It was me, and it was relatable to people. And, you know, I started learning as much as I could about ADHD. And I kept posting. And then eventually I was like, I got to change it up a bit, because, like, it's going to get boring. And, you know, in my head, I was like, I don't want to become boring. I want to become relevant and fun. And I want people to, you know, like me for my craft, not because, you know, I'm just posting the same stuff every day and eventually I get bored of it. So I turned my videos from, you remember I was doing the 5 songs?
Yes.
And we done a lot of those videos.
The DJ videos.
Yes.
We did a lot of those videos, and I loved filming them.
Bro,
How
were
fun
fun.
were they?
They were fun. And, like,
anyone
it's
that doesn't
music,
know,
bro. Everyone loves music, man. Yeah.
For anyone that doesn't know, those videos, we'd find, say, the top 10
Best
dance songs at, like, the year 6 formal back in the day, or, like, the top 10 songs from the club these days, or like the best tunes back when I was a kid. And we'd do, like, the top 10, and we'd do a different dance move, or
try not to dance
try
and
not
stuff
to
like
dance,
that.
something like that.
And that's where using those videos, doing those videos, that's where I said to myself, how can I turn my ADHD content into something unique that no one's doing? Not, like, no one in the world. And is it true that no one in the world was doing it? I'm 99% sure that not one person in the world was doing what
The
I'm
video
about
that
to tell
inspired you to
No.
start the ADHD content, was that different?
To what? Like, different to what? In what sense? Like,
So different to the content
that I was doing?
that you were doing that no one had done before.
Yeah, so the ADHD content, I don't know if this is what you're asking, but I'm just going to try my best. The ADHD content that I started doing, people were doing.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. The videos that we did with the music stuff, the reason why, what I was about to say is, I was like, how can I make my content unique? How can I make the videos how can I use the videos that we're doing and incorporate it with the videos that I'm about to do? So 5 songs, 5 skit videos. I'm going to start mashing up all these songs, put them together into a video, and reenact the video with the sound. So it's not just making music, it's about reenacting the sound. So, you know, you hear a song walking down the street. What do? I do something that's got to do with walking, and then I link it with ADHD if it works. I'm not just going to make up stuff and be like, oh, this is cool, I can pretend this is ADHD. I have to make it to the quote-unquote label.
Yeah.
And that's when my videos went from, like, you know, you asked how I got to 1 million. I got to like 500K or something. But then I feel like once I started doing that, bro, it changed. Like, it's cheesy, but it changed my life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Changed my life. Yeah.
Because
for sure.
that was combining two of your great skills, DJing
And
the music and the
yeah.
content.
Bro, I'm gonna have to whack these sunnies
Dude,
on.
whack the sunnies on.
Guys, the
Oh,
sunnies
yeah. Dude.
That's cheese,
DJ Coby Watts.
Nah, this is like my character, but I just, the lights and stuff, you know, I obviously, you know, about like my mental health stuff and that, like with the autism stuff, like obviously people don't really know I have it, but I have it on a low level, and lights and all the rest of it can be pretty hectic. So this helps.
They look cool.
Bro, they look great.
I like the glasses.
Yeah.
I should have bought mine.
Bro, where are yours?
I left them in my car.
So yeah, where we're at the video change. Yeah, the video change. So I started doing the DJing and ADHD, linked them together, and then that's how I feel like my life changed.
And it absolutely blew up.
It did. It really did. I literally,
like 21 million some videos.
I've had a I had a video get 14 million, and I grew 150k in like 2 days.
Wow.
And I started getting people like, you know, I was still in housing commission at that time, and then I started hearing like my name out the front, and there was kids out the front going, Coby, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, what's happening right now? Like, is this real? And then I'd start going to the shops, and people would start, you know, hey, you know, you've helped my mental health. Can I get a photo? I'm like, what the hell is going on? You know, you know what it's like. And yeah, it really was life changing, to be honest. It still doesn't make sense what's going on. I don't get it.
And even from the outside, or even from, it's something I think about. When you just look at the whole thing, it's like, oh yeah, I can see how that happened. But when you're in the midst of it, doing the daily tasks, it's really hard to understand sometimes the whole effect of what you're building. Because we would be making these videos at the time, just in my bedroom, in your kitchen, out and about. And then you'd go out and see the real effect that it had on people. And obviously, we know the numbers. We see them. But when you're sitting in your room, making content, having fun, it's hard to realize
there's another world out there. Yeah. There's another world out there, and there's actually real people watching your stuff, bro. 100%, dude. I relate to that so hard. Like I'm an introvert. I like my peace. I like my quiet. I don't like people too much. I love people, but I don't like being around people.
You need your own space.
I need my own space.
I like having my own space as well.
It's nothing personal to anyone. You know, I am who I am. Will it change? I'm sure I'll change, but right now, this is me. And this is who I am, and I love my alone time. Leave me alone. I love everyone. Like, God bless. Like, I hope
even when you don't answer,
keep me out of. I'm good. I'm good for now.
Even when you don't answer the calls, I just know you call me back when you're ready.
Keyword when I'm ready,
space,
bro. And that's what I value about our friendship is. I mean this in the nicest way. I don't think you understand mental health like a lot of people do, because you don't go through the challenges that people go through. But you're one of the best friends I have, and you're so kind and caring, and you do your best to understand, and it means a lot to me, bro. So I'm very blessed and grateful to have you as a friend.
I really
I get
appreciate it.
goosebumps when I talk about it, bro, because
of course,
our journey together, it's, you know, all the social media stuff's great, and all the photos are great, and all the, you know, oh, you're killing it, it's great and stuff, but, you know, for me, I just want real people in my life. I just want people who care. I want people who like me for me, not for the number next to my name. And I appreciate that more than anything.
It makes a difference just to have a few people around you that you believe in, you trust, and you know that will be there. And you don't need 100.
No,
you just need
no.
In fact, if you got 100,
it's something wrong, bro. Something going on.
You probably trusting throwing it out. But
one too many people. What's the word? A few too many people. If you got 100 friends, I love having a close circle. My circle is very small, but it's very good and strong. And if I'm ever in any sort of trouble, I know I'm safe. And that's a good thing to have.
That's all you need. You just need a few great friends who's got your back. And that way you can keep chipping away. Like, even with myself, when I'm really busy with diving, my social media, all my work, like, you get really laser focused. And you need those friends that when you can't answer the phone, they're not getting angry. When you can't turn up to this event, they're not getting pissed.
Like I've done to you probably for the last 6 months.
You just need to keep chipping away. They're there for you. If you need them, they're there for you.
but don't take it too personal when they need to do what they need to do.
When they need to do what they need to do.
And I think that's what happened with me, bro, is I sacrificed my whole, not life, that's not the right word. I sacrificed my weekends, my relationships with people, my family even, because I was so focused on this, which was videos. I was so focused on the videos, bro. That's all I cared about. Obviously, I cared about other things, but that was my...
And what was your motivation? What from the videos drove you?
Mate, like I keep mentioning, I was in housing commission. I was a DJ for 10 years. I travelled around. I done my part. I went down a really dark path that I wouldn't wish upon anyone. And I seen a chance to make it. I wanted to make it. I wanted to get out of housing commission. I wanted to get away from the life that I lived, which was partying and all the rest of it. And I wanted to make something of myself. And I always say this, bro. I want to take care of myself and the people who believed in me, bro. That's all I want to do. That's what motivates me. It's still now, bro. I have my whole body's tingling, bro, because it means so much to me to not fail at this mission.
Figure it out.
My whole life, I've gone from no one to something. Like, I've always been really good at whatever I do, but I always just miss out. And, you didn't ask me this question, but it's a great opportunity to talk about it, even with content, bro. I mean this in the humblest way possible. I am not better than anyone. I'm no better than you. You're no better than me. We're all equal as people. But whenever I walk out of the house, bro, and go down the road, there is people who want my attention. They want photos. They want to thank me. They want to praise me and all this sort of stuff. I get every 50 or 60 days, I average from 50 to 70 million views every time. It's 3 months or something, I think. And I forget what I was saying, bro. I've just had a full mind blank. Where was I getting at before this? Like, I full forget. What was I saying?
You were talking about your motivations.
My motivations, yeah. There was something really important that I had to say about this.
And how this was a way for you to get out.
A way to get out. Oh, man, this is what my content's about. So this is a prime example.
Yeah,
bro.
no.
I was full on the deep thing. But it was so deep, and I was going to say something. But, we're no better than each other. But... yeah, I forget, man, and unfortunately that's gonna hurt me a little bit, but it is what it is. And
whenever you remember it, just
I basically, like, you asked me what motivates me, and I had something great to say, and now I full forgot.
No, you're good.
This is a good part of the pod, but I think we all have an opportunity to change and grow and be someone in life, and I've always just missed out. I've got it. Bang, guys, we're back.
Okay, he's got it. The
ADHD
that was just a
so guys, this is a prime example for any haters out there who do say that I don't have ADHD and stuff. Watch that and replay
Who
it.
hates on that?
Oh, mate, we'll talk about that as well if we have time. But what I wanted to say is, right, in Australia, I get it now. I get it. I'm here. Okay, so I walk down the road, and this is a humble way. I'm no better than no one. We're all equal as people. I walk down the road. It's like it's hard to believe what's happening. My views are insane. I've got over 3 million followers across all platforms. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I still feel like I'm missing out. I see, and I don't like to compare myself, because comparing myself to others is what gets me in a really dark spiral of a bad mental health moment. But I see all these other creators in Australia, and it's up to you whether you want to post this part or not, but I see them, and they're doing these massive ads for TVs, they're doing these massive brand deals with people, and I just feel like I'm not even given a chance to do it all. Like, no, I don't get offers about that sort of stuff. I don't have agencies reaching out to me. It's really confusing to me. Example again, TikTok awards. I've been a TikTok creator for 3 years. The reason I told you my views was to go down to this conversation. I've never even been invited once. I don't understand, bro. It hurts. And there's a lot of people out there who deserve what they deserve and don't get it for some weird reason, bro. And that's why people relate to me as well, because I've always felt like I've just missed out every time. And I always feel like the odd one out.
When it comes to something like that, because I know that when I'm training for competition and the competition doesn't go the way I want, and I've just missed out, or I've missed out by a long margin, that things don't go my way.
Yeah,
I can sometimes tell myself that you can look back at your past and think about all the times you've missed out, But then when things do go your way and you feel successful, you can then look back on all the times that you've succeeded.
Yeah.
And sometimes your current moment can change the way that you actually reflect and look at your past.
Yeah.
Because someone else would come along and say, you've got these 30 to 50 million views a month. And that is ultra super success to some people that would never ever get that before. Do you reckon that could come from the perfectionism of just always wanting to do the best you can and be the best?
I think it comes from a deep, dark wound within myself of not feeling enough. And I think that's where a lot of my drive comes from, not feeling good enough. And I think at the start of my content career, I think you asked me this question earlier, but I don't know, it didn't come up, and now it's coming up. I think that's what I was doing, bro. I wanted people to see me. I wanted a friend. You know, that's where that comes from, and it is a pain, bro. It's a pain. Like it rips me in half every year. I don't get an invite to the place I was talking about. It doesn't, and that's okay, bro. I'm allowed to feel like that. We're allowed to feel the way we feel about certain things. Do I deserve it? Yeah, I do. I do, bro. I do deserve it, and it's just one example of something that's come to my head, and you know, that's just a dark wound within myself that I have to come at peace with. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot better than it used to be, and it'll eventually ease. But right now, it's still a bit, you know, shaky, bro, and that's where it comes from within myself.
You all good?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I like talking about real stuff. I'm not emotional about it. I'm just like, I've got a chance to talk.
Yeah.
I don't like doing this podcast stuff. This is my first podcast that I haven't had a panic attack. I put my glasses on halfway through because, you know, the lights, like I mentioned. Bro, I'm proud of myself right now. I'm very proud of myself, dude. The last time I did a podcast, I had to hold a road mic like this. It's shaking and I'm like sweating, bro. I feel good, so I'm happy, you know.
Dude, I'm proud of you for being here. Like, I know this is out of your comfort zone. Get you on the diving board is another challenge.
Hey,
I've been asking Coby.
Now I know not to answer the phone moving forward.
That's why he's not answering the phone.
Is there anything else that like you want to talk about? Because like, you know, we've spoken about like the dark. Like I got some stuff off my chest and whatever else.
Did you want to share any more about that? Because I also think that motivation of just wanting to be better, wanting to look after people around you, and even if it can come from that place of not feeling good enough, it's an internal thing. It's an internal motivation. Yeah. I suppose my former coach, Thomas Rickards, he said he prefers, and I don't think he was talking about this in particular, but internal motivations of I want to be proud of myself. I want to do this for me. I want to look after the people I care about is more important than I want to do this for the exterior motivations. I want to do it for the medal. I want to do it for the fame, for the money, what have you. He was always saying that those internal motivations are more important.
I think most people who are successful at life have some dark pain or something they've been through in life that drives them to be who they are. I don't know what yours is. I don't know if you have one. You might not. You might just be someone who just loves success and, you know, you want to help the people around you. I don't know. But I feel like we've all got a story that is somewhat similar in a different way. And that's why we do what we do, bro. Because, it's an internal battle.
I think everyone's got their
own shit going on.
Their internal battles.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry for swearing.
No, you're all good. But I think everyone would have those internal battles. I don't think anyone is perfect.
No one is, bro. No one,
like,
dude. No one. Not a single person in the world is perfect, bro. Even the perfect ones aren't perfect.
Yeah, like
you know.
Well, we all have our own battles as well, and
I think it's a never-ending battle, life, you know. And I think from the 3 years or 4 years that I've known you, it's only gotten easier, but the challenges never go away. There's always a challenge, bro, whether it's personal, online, videos aren't doing too well, family, anything, bro.
But those challenges with work and life are sometimes the opportunities to grow. There's a book called The Obstacle is the Way, and you'll find that the reason you can make so many videos today is because you had to, and having to make those videos would have been a challenge back in the day. And I know when it comes to my competitions, I want to perform better. I want to be up there winning medals. And when I wasn't, and when I have been knocked out in the prelim, and you look, I want to make the final, there's only one answer, and that's to be better.
Keyword, to be better, yeah. 100%.
You just have to be better. There's no cheat code. There's no hack.
No.
There's no way around it. If you want to win that medal, make the final, you need to be better.
And get to work.
And
every
need to
day.
find a way. And I feel like those challenges every day that come up is your opportunity to be better, to achieve that goal.
Bro, 100%. There's always a lesson in everything as well. You know, everything happens for a reason. It's cheesy, but it's true. Everything in life that has happened to us is actually happening for us, I believe. I believe everything is happening for us, not to us. Like, oh, poor me. Like, no, this is happening for a reason. Learn and grow and move forward. And if you don't, then you'll stay the same.
So your DJing career, I want to dive into that a little bit, because I think a lot of people would love to understand. When you see, and some DJs love their job, and I'm sure you did for a while.
Yeah.
When you're up there, a lot of people would say it's the perfect job. You're idolized by a lot of people. Everyone's yelling out to you. You're on the stage. You're living the dream.
Yeah.
But that was the nightmare for you. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, of course, bro. Dude, it wasn't always a nightmare. It was the dream at one point. You know, I thought it was. Maybe I was a dream. It was a dream the whole time. I just woke my eyes up now. But you know, it started off really just a young kid who found a hobby, like I did with the videos. It was a hobby at the start. Didn't know anything about it. Got decks. Started practicing. You know, got obsessed. And that's all I wanted to do. Started doing parties. Then I started doing underage nightclub events. And then...
Did you ever do Good Life?
No,
Okay.
I didn't. That would be cool though, to be fair. There's a lot of people there, eh? It was underage festival, wasn't it? The Good Life under 18s.
think so.
Under 18s, bro, yeah.
I think I went
Yeah,
to
it
one.
was. Nah, you probably... yeah, because you're only young. you're heaps
When
younger
I
than me,
was
bro.
on dating, yeah.
And yeah, so, and then I started, you know, I worked my way up like we do with everything. We work our way up in life. And, mate, to be fair, it wasn't always a nightmare, like I said, but with DJing comes crowds, hype, music, festivals, nightclubs, partying, like, you know, it's all there. What does that do to someone who's never received that sort of I don't know what to call it.
Attention?
Yeah, attention / thrill. It was a thrill.
Yeah.
It was a thrill. It was a big high, a big thrill. You know, you're dropping music, you're playing bangers to like crowds. People like love
Playing
you.
Bangers.
Whether they hate you
I
or
love a good
love you,
banger.
if they're at a nightclub and you're playing good tunes, they're gonna dance.
Yeah.
And I used to love making people dance. I used to love turning a nightclub that was quiet into a fun room, a fun dance floor. I used to love like music that made people bounce around and be happy. And it, you know, I started doing drugs and alcohol, bro. And that's when DJing became, in my opinion, better, because I felt, you know, drugs and alcohol felt really high. And then as it got bigger, the career, the more pressure I felt and the more hungry I got and the more bigger artists I started seeing as well. And what I mean by seeing is like, you know, becoming friends with, if that's what we call it. It may have gotten to my head, or I may have been fighting something that I didn't understand I was fighting at the time within myself. And I probably was, to be fair, knowing what I know now. And mate, honestly, like I wouldn't wish it upon many people, the sort of challenges I went through with the drugs and alcohol. I wasn't an alcoholic, but I was definitely hooked on drugs.
And it was because you were in the scene, everyone was doing it.
Yeah.
It's part of the job in aspect.
Yeah, well, it's a word that's been thrown around a lot throughout the years for me. It's part of the job, and you choose whether it's a part of the job, but it's going to be there. And it's up to you what you do, but I didn't have the self-control once I found certain things. And mate, it went from waking up most weekends feeling like an absolute piece of shit, stressing out, crying a lot because of the stuff that I've done and silly things that I've done, to doing it most days, not DJing at all, just doing it most days. I was living at home, doing it in my room. Parents didn't know. My life was just going down like really quickly. And yeah, you go.
And how'd you then turn that around, or did that progressively get worse?
It didn't get better, that's for sure. It got worse and worse and worse. And you know, some events happened that really affected me mentally. That it took a long time to get over. And I thought that would have stopped me from doing it, because, you know, like when you have incidents happen that are so embarrassing and stuff, you know, being blackout drunk and passing out and stuff like that and all the rest of it, you think, oh, okay, that'll stop someone from doing X, Y, Z. But for me, it didn't. You know, I see, you know, my mum seen me one morning, have an episode on the ground, where I don't know, I just collapsed and didn't feel too well and just started crying, all the rest of it. You think that would stop you, wouldn't it? No, it didn't. Why? Because I became addicted to it. And when you're addicted to something, bro, you don't stop. Nothing matters. The only thing that matters is getting to that next high. And I just was like, I was in a dark place. And, you know, anyone who's an addict will understand that, you know, it's hard. It's really hard. And then, you know, I don't know. It wasn't even a big event that happened, but one day I just said, I've had enough. I can't do this anymore. Reached out for help, and I was sober for 3 years straight. Not anything, no drugs, alcohol.
To this day?
I'll be open about it. First time ever. I do have a drink here and there.
Yep.
Like a beer. Might have a beer. Do I think about drugs? No.
Good.
Don't care. Don't get away from me. I'm not going back down that road, you know. But to go cold turkey sober for 3 years, no smoking, no drugs, no alcohol, is one of the hardest things I've ever been through in my whole entire life. And that's why people also relate to me so much, because I've shared my story with them. I took them on the journey with me without even realizing I was taking them on the journey, because I was being so real and open and sharing stories online that most people wouldn't do. I didn't do it because I wanted to be that guy. I did it because I needed help. I was suffering badly, bro. And that's why, you know, we talk about followings and stuff. I don't like to call my followers fans, because
neither
it's
do I.
downgrading them a lot.
Neither do I.
They're family to me. It's cringy, but I truly mean this from the bottom of my heart. They are like my family, bro. They've been there through thick and thin. They support me through everything. And they are the reason, not the reason, but they're one of the main reasons I'm still here today.
Yeah. And that being genuine is so important, because people aren't stupid. People switched on.
Some people are.
But the audience know.
Yeah,
and dude. I feel like being organic and being raw who you are is the only way.
Amen to that, bro. Well said. I think anyone can see through the BS these days. And there's so many people like, you know, pretending that they're suffering and pretending that, you know, they're funny when, you know, they're not funny at all. They're just trying to jump on the train of being weird and whatever else. But it doesn't last forever, bro. And you can only be a character for so long before you get bored of it. So if you truly wake up every day, whether you're a content creator, whether you're a musician, whether you're a filmer, whoever you are, and you wake up and be yourself and your true self every single day, bro, you've got nothing to hide. You've got no weight to carry, and you will live.
That's winning.
Bro, you will win life, and you will attract the right people, because your vibe attracts your tribe. And if you be this person that you're not, you're going to attract people that you're not, and you're going to hate it.
Yeah.
Because why? Because they're not who you are. Bro, I'm wearing pink. Obviously, I've got pink sunnies on and a pink hat. Why? One, I like pink, and two, I never used to wear stuff because I would always worry about what people thought of me. And now I'm like, hey, look at the pink guy with sunnies on and a pink beanie. Hey, how are you? Or have a go at him. Say what you want. You can't say anything, bro, because I don't care. I care about certain things, but I don't care about a lot of things that I used to care about.
And that's my like biggest way of dealing with hate is that. Like, I value the opinions of my friends, my family, my close circle. But as a whole, if you're true to yourself and you believe in what you're doing and you're trying to make the most out of it, then you really don't care.
No, you don't. Like, I feel like you'll... Like, yeah, I don't know. We're just talking about whatever's coming to mind now, aren't we? But haters, bro, like, there was a point in time where I really struggled with it. And do I struggle with it now? Sure, but not as much as I used to. Depends on how I'm feeling in the moment. People have called me all sorts of names. I've had all sorts of things. And I know that you've probably had worse, to be fair, because your following's a bit bigger than mine and all the rest of it. But
I actually don't read the comments.
No. Tip number one for social media: if you don't have good mental health and you struggle with hate, stay out of the comments.
Like, normally,
especially on Facebook,
if I see a funny comment, it'll be what my friends have showed me.
Yeah.
From the hate, and normally I'll find it kind of funny. But most people are great. Most people are so supportive, and I appreciate them.
Me too, bro. That, like, dude, 100%. I'm very blessed. It's probably like 95% positive or 90% positive, and there's that 10% that likes to try and bring me down. But you're gonna get that no matter what you do. But there's something that I liked what you said one day. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you said something like, "Oh, you know, you don't want your friends showing you the hate." Was that you?
I think, obviously, you don't want your friends rubbing things in your face, but sometimes my mates will show me something that they kind of thought was funny. I trust them. I know they're looking after me, so...
Yeah. This was years and years ago, bro. So I just remember weird stuff, and I thought it was you. It might not have been.
But I don't mind someone showing me a funny comment. Normally, I'll be the first to laugh at it.
Oh, God.
So I don't mind it. But what was the difference then? And the drugs might have been a big one between your success in the DJ realm versus your success in the social media. And social media arguably has been quite incredibly more successful, but you've dealt with it and been super productive with your running and your fitness and your health and looking after yourself. What's these two differences that you see
in the field of DJing
and how you went about it?
And how I went about it. So DJing, I was young.
Yep.
Didn't know much. Didn't have many mentors around me, if any, to be fair. And the advice that I had about life, I just don't think I had the advice. You know what I mean? I was, mate, I was just a menace. I was a young kid. You know, I was 16 when I started, bro. And now I'm 28.
Still a menace.
Still a menace. But I learned a lot DJing, and I took it into my social media career.
Yep.
So all those challenges and stuff, like, nothing can break me. If I've gotten through what I've gotten through back then, good luck to anything, because it's not going to break me, I believe. So I just matured a lot. Still a young kid at heart, always will be, but matured a lot, learn a lot, and I have a plan in place that keeps me sane every day. I didn't have a plan. I was waking up and just floating around and wishing for the best. It got me to where it got me, and now I've used all those teachings from those hard times and implemented it into today's life. And I'm not perfect. I still struggle. I still go through hard times. I've not made it. I'm still...
dude, no one ever has.
No, yeah,
no
like,
one's
you know, so
ever
I don't
made
want
it.
anyone to take this
In
as
fact,
like I've got it all figured out. I don't.
Dude, if you feel like you've figured it all out, it's because you're not pushing hard enough. Like a lot of the high performing world champions, Olympic champions, and Olympians that I train with,
yeah,
you wanna know why they're all so humble, great people? I think it's because they're always pushing to their edge. So they're not walking around like they're just the champion of everything, because they're pushing so hard that actually in training every day, in some competitions, they're actually pushing so hard that they're not winning everything. They're not always on top, and you're constantly being humbled through your sport, through your challenges, because you're pushing so hard. Where if you're just doing things you're used to and you know how to do, it's easy.
It's easy, yeah. That's where I'm at now in life, bro, to be fair. I feel like I've done my videos. I've done my ADHD content. You can only post so many ADHD topics before it runs out.
And just so everyone knows, when you say you can only post so much, how many? Close to 1,000, right?
Last year I posted over 990, like it was 990 or something.
Incredible.
You and I together have posted probably about 500, I reckon.
We've made a lot of videos together.
We need to make more.
Never enough.
No, we definitely need to make more. And
Comparisons.
yeah, I
think it's just hilarious.
what I was getting at, bro, is like I feel like I'm stuck at the moment, like
Yep.
really like stuck, and I feel like I'm not feeling fulfilled when I do videos. Like I've got to change it up. I've got to do stuff like the podcast that I'm doing now. I've got to do the speaking event in front of a couple of 100 or 1,000 people that I've been offered next year. I've got to, potentially do the meet and greets. I've got to step out of the person that I've been.
Comfort zone.
Yes, and I've got to become the person I want to be. And the person I want to be isn't 5 reasons why you might have ADHD. I've done it. I've had some. I've built a massive community. I've built a loyal community.
And that was incredibly successful for the period you were doing it.
Dude, mate, like I don't even think I've ever reflected on it properly, but one day I will. And I don't think we both realize what we're actually doing. Like we do, but we don't fully get it. And I think it's great to not ever fully get it.
Yeah.
Because then if you fully understand what's going on, it could change the way that you think, act, and all the rest of it.
And that's where it comes back to, I find, when you're always pushing to be better and striving towards a goal, you're always, like, one of my favorite ways to put it was from Bob Proctor. I love that guy.
I love Bobby Proctor.
Rest in peace, Bob.
Yeah, I was about to say rest in peace, yeah.
And he said, you should be grateful for what you have.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be.
Yeah.
That's all you got for the moment.
Yeah.
But never satisfied, always pushing for more, because to be human is to want and strive to be better, to be the best version of yourself. Like, name of the game, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like, you use the word present moment. I don't think many of us sit in the present moment too much, especially
I definitely
this day
don't
and age.
do it enough.
This day and age for sure, eh? I think we're always worried or worrying about the past or thinking about the future. It's a cheesy saying, but it's true. You mentioned Bob Proctor. I like Wayne Dyer. Very similar people. Wayne Dyer, rest in peace as well. He speaks a lot about the law of attraction and, finding yourself, and just he's a very good online mentor that I've learned off throughout the years. And this is something that you didn't ask me, but I'd like to share this with anyone watching. I think the key to any sort of success and change in life is to have mentors, whether it's online or in person or a friend. Like, you don't have to be younger. It doesn't matter if you're younger. Sorry, you're younger than me. I call you my little brother, but you're also like a mentor as well, a / friend. And, I hope it's the same, reciprocation from me to you. And I hope that you look at me as a mentor as well in certain aspects, because if you're not helping each other, what are you doing?
and that's like, and surround yourself with good people. Like, we've always been there to help each other out with content, lean on each other with challenges, bring
everything,
up
bro. You help me with
issues,
everything,
like,
bro.
I know I can call you,
yeah,
and we can talk it out. And if he's busy, he'll call me back. But a lot of my friends are similar, or very good in their fields. I find that kind of attractive as a friend to have someone who's also striving to be the best version of themselves. That's where I feel comfortable around people who are pushing.
Like I said, your vibe attracts your tribe. So who you are is what you'll get back, and what you put out is what you'll get back. So
but
man.
The mentors, another big one that we haven't shared about.
Yeah.
Stay hard. Stay in the fight. Tell us about it. David Goggins.
Mate, David Goggins.
We love the man.
I love him. Long story short, I've said that a few times, but basically he was the first person that I started watching online. He was there for me without realizing he was there for me through the darkest point in my life. He's the reason I ran a marathon. One of the reasons.
We will get to that. That's a big thing.
Yeah, definitely. He was one of the main reasons I ran a marathon. I watched his videos on YouTube time and time and time again. So much that I know one of them pretty much off by heart.
Yep.
Because it helped me in the time, and it helped me switch my brain from thinking negative to a positive, even though I was fighting demons and all the rest of it. Got his book, read the book, and I listened to the book. And then, you and I have done a little thing where every time we call each other, it's like, stay hard.
Stay in the fight.
Stay in the fight.
I love, because there's been so many times where I'm just battling, and just it keeps getting knocked back. Just for one example, and I know you can relate here. My Snapchat monetization.
Help.
Can I say, Snapchat, I love you. I appreciate you. But this was difficult. It took me over a year and a half for them to accept my online documentation form. I filled it out multiple times. It got denied for any kind of like scat reason. Anything from like, I'd scanned it, but the scan wasn't perfect. There might have been a tad like extra thing on the side. It had to be downloaded and uploaded within a 5-day or so period. It had to be a wet signature, was no worries. I even got my professional accountant to fill this thing out. They did not accept it. Then the files were too big. I shrunk them. They can't read them. They can't read them at the size they need it. Nothing worked. I was emailing them. I even met up with the guy from Snapchat. Great guy, by the way. Great guy.
Yeah, you're right.
But I eventually got through, and this will be helpful for you.
Yeah.
Through flicking them, multiple emails. I attached the documents, multiple emails, just saying, super simple.
Yeah.
Because it looked like they had I know they've got a very skeleton system, very few workers, and no one really knows what's going on, from my understanding.
Yeah, okay.
So I had to put all in this email, attach the forms.
Yeah.
And say, this is the issue. This is what needs to be done. Here's the forms. And it's constant battle, just trying to figure it out. And you got to get through it. And that's why I like stay in the fight. I love, because there's so many times where you think about just giving up, just putting it down, just palming it off and not thinking about it, because that's easier. But to stay in the fight
it's it, bro.
is to get it done.
Mate, 100%. Like I could, the Snapchat thing, I'm going through that now. I stopped posting on there because of it, but that's not staying in the fight. That's running away from it, isn't it? Sorry. And, I want to mention as well, do you remember the time I went live with Goggins?
Yes.
Bro.
The man himself.
That was crazy, I full went live with him. Obviously, he was live. He doesn't know me. He didn't know me or anything. And, mate, I went live with him, and I said thank you for helping me. And I started crying. And there was like 14,000 people in there, bro. It was one of the best moments of my life. But, bro. Stay hard and stay in the fight.
Stay in the fight. Even at a competition, when the warm-up's going terrible, I haven't been feeling great all week. I've been struggling with dives, but you got to compete. You got to win your spot on this world team, Olympic team, Commonwealth game team. Like, what are you going to do? Things don't go to plan. You stay in the fight.
Stay in the fight, bro.
Stay in the fight. Just keep fighting. Even if it gets like messy.
Yeah.
Even if you got to get a bit dirty with it, like your dives, just put them down. Stay in the fight.
Like, I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because the Olympics, bro, for you, like, that was like a hard time, eh?
That was
a lot of pressure, a lot of challenges, a lot of new obstacles that you've never faced.
I haven't even spoken about that side of it that much, because it was everything I had dreamed of, and it was real, and I was there.
Yeah. And
it was difficult because I'd actually never done a major diving event before.
Mate, the whole world was watching you. Hashtag Olympics was all over TikTok. You were getting like
hundreds of millions
views, bro. I think from an outside point of view, and do you want to talk about it or nah?
I could share my perspective on it, because I know what I went through, and I was so grateful to be there. It was my dream. It's been one of the most incredible things that ever happened to me in my life. Making the Olympics was great, but it was challenging in the aspect of my following. Yes, at the time I had 500,000. I was doing fairly well with socials, on TV every now and then. It was incredible, but it blew up. That's
what I wanted to say. I will never ever speak on my perspective on the diving board, because I don't know anything about it, so I would never speak on that. So, I'd never tell you what I thought about that. But what I was going to say before you continue is, I feel like the amount of pressure that you got given without realizing you were going to get given it was insane. You went from like 500 to like 1 million or something, bro. Bro, your face was everywhere, bro. I was like dreaming about you at one point. It's just Sam. I'm like, and he's like, but it's good.
Yeah. I was on the Opera House twice.
Yeah, dude.
TV was so grateful to me, good to me.
Yeah.
And the social media, hundreds of millions. I grew like over 120,000 followers in one day.
Yeah.
And I was just making content, still just doing my thing. I'm in the village, so I'm in a bubble. So I found a lot of the Olympians were asking for photos with me, which I was really grateful for.
Yeah.
But I somewhat felt out of place because I'd never been to a major event. I'm thrown into the Olympic Games. I had an incredible support from socials. And I was up on the diving board trying to make sense of it all.
The night before, eh?
And I could have dove better, but I did the best that I could at the time. And since then, what I was really proud of, the next year I came back, got top 10 in the world, which was a big improvement. And then I went to the Commonwealth Games under a similar amount of pressure and won a medal.
Mate, it's a lesson, you know, and you did well. Proud of you. It's only the beginning. I feel like you needed all that to happen for you to become. I feel like you're going to become the next, like, if you're not already the next face of Australian sports. I don't know if that's what you consider yourself already doing. I don't watch TV, bro.
I don't know.
I only catch up with your stuff when I choose to follow what you're doing, because I don't follow people on social media. But I feel like you're doing that already. And if you're not, you're on the right way, becoming the next face of I don't know, like Milo or something.
I remember you always posting about me when I was there, and I really appreciated your support. But my goals are, for the moment, diving. I want to win the Olympic medal. Big dream.
You will.
Big dream. And then the content. I just want to keep producing better content. And being out of my comfort zone doing the podcast is a great step. I've been trying to do longer form YouTube videos as well. And thinking, how can I be better? And then taking the action. Small things like putting subtitles on your videos, better captions. And I've feel like recently really pushing to try to be better for my audience, to provide more value.
Yeah.
Is that and that's what you're trying to do at the moment too, right?
I'm a bit lost because I don't know what I want to do. I can do music, I can do a podcast, I can sing if I want. I have the opportunity to do anything because I've built what I've built, but I just don't know what it is I want to do. I'm live streaming a lot on TikTok at the moment.
The live streams look incredible. I need to probably do more of that.
It's a different world. It's not social media.
You know who's the best? Our man Paisley.
Yeah. He's like the best in Australia. One of the best in Australia.
I think he's live streamed like every day for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, you got to do it every day. Like if you want to, not every day, but you got to somewhat show up at least 6 times a week. I go live 4 hours a day now. And it's good. I don't know how long I'll do it for. I don't know what I'll do tomorrow sometimes, you know, but I feel like for me, I just want to get myself back. I want to find me again. I lost me. I was in Europe. I went overseas. I've not been myself. Mental health's been like a up and down roller coaster. I've just found my feet again. I've got a new place. Content, it's still popping off really when you look at it, but to me, it's not. I want to find my spark. I've still got the spark, but I really want to get it, like, you know, sparking hard, you know. And I got it's up to me. It's up to me. I can do whatever I want. I just got to do it.
And that's the great thing about what we do. And that's something I'm really grateful about. To find a way that there's something I can do outside of my sport. It's completely separate. That is my own. That I can make my own decisions, my own choices. I can talk to the people I want to talk to. Yeah. And I can build a fantastic team around me, like my man, Mr. Minchero over there. Yeah. who were also keen to support and build the dreams.
You do need a good team behind you, and that's what I've struggled with my whole career, is not having the right team behind me. To be fair, I haven't had a team behind me, bro. I've done it all on my own. Like, I've had no support. Like, really, I've not had a manager. I've not had a brand deal, like talent scout or whatever. It's, you know, I've had no, you know, there's nothing there for me. It's been hard, bro. I have dyslexia. I spell my name backwards sometimes, and I truly do that. So you could imagine how I would go with the forms. You could imagine how I would be going with the Snapchat form that's 40 pages long and it needs specific detail. I look at it and almost have a bloody heart attack.
I'll tell you what we can do. We can grab my form. Yeah. Obviously change name and proper details, but I can help you tick the right boxes.
You help me more than anyone.
We can do that.
Bro, you have been my agency, let's call it. You've been the agency for me. Sam, talk to me. Coby,
Hey,
what's up?
am
I
I
need some
really-
help.
And
Yeah.
everyone will know
Yeah.
my spelling is off, and it's because I was dyslexic as well.
Woo.
Yeah.
Hey,
Dude,
let's go.
learning to read and
Yeah.
write took me a long time. Like I had
Yeah.
my own battles as a kid, man. Like I really struggled in primary school learning to read. Nah, dude, I would like go do a spelling test and I'd come home, and I'm really grateful. My mom, my family was so supportive.
Yeah.
But like, Mom, guess how much I got in the spelling test out of 50 today? But she'd start guessing at 7. She knew it was
Yeah,
low.
it was
I probably
low.
got 2, 3,
Yeah.
sometimes 4. It just wasn't my strength. And I even kind of, even though no one told me this, I kind of felt like a bit of an idiot because I couldn't spell. I still can't spell that great. People see on my socials, I spell things wrong all the time.
Mate, yeah, you're talking to the right person. I've got viral videos that don't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like that. But just having a crack, like
You got to keep going.
Mum didn't give up. Like I went to so many different places and ended up being a speech pathologist of the name of Judy.
You went to a speech?
Yeah,
I can't even say the words. What is it?
She taught me how to read.
Yeah, true, bro.
And then
still
I
can't.
went through high school. I did advanced English and did really well in it.
True.
I was really happy with my HSC, and I turned it all around, and it was hard.
Yeah,
It was like a challenge that, similar to Goggins said,
Yeah.
he had to work really, really hard to do some of the basic things.
Yeah.
And that was an avenue that I had to work really, really hard in to be somewhat competent at.
Yeah.
And I still have spelling issues today.
I don't think you ever won't. I think you always have them, but you'll get better and better, of course.
And we got better tech, Hey Siri.
Yeah, yes. Hey, how are you? Snapchat, bro, I was in special ed at school. I had a special needs teacher in high school as well, which was quite embarrassing for me. I was in the lowest grade, so 9, 10, 9, 11, 9, 9 being the smartest, jokes, not smartest. And then I had
I feel you.
I had a teacher at the front. So a teacher at the front of the class, and then I'd have a teacher next to Coby, me. Do you know how embarrassed I was? Like, and they'd be like, "Oh, good work, mate. Keep going." I'm like, I can't even spell bloody anything.
Yeah, I could not spell either. But that's nothing to be ashamed about, because
I could go special ed. I don't care, bro. Like,
whatever it takes to get through it.
Yeah, bro.
Whatever it takes. And being like, I thought that I didn't know what I would do. I was so lost as well, and I thought that I wouldn't have a place in society. But I can't blame anyone for me feeling like that. It was me who was struggling, and everyone did what they could to support me, and I appreciated that. And for those kids going through that now, like, what would you tell them?
Own your weirdness. It'll set you free. Be who you are.
Yeah,
Keep going. If you feel like school's not for you, talk to someone, parents, and figure out what's the next step. I don't like school, bro. Special ed, of course I don't like school. I didn't succeed in school. I got kicked out of school in HSC. It wasn't for me. What was for me was outside of school. If you can leave school and your parents are open for the discussion, go for it. If they want you at school, do the hard yakka and just get through it, and then do what you need to do. But always chase your dreams, and never ever believe that you're limited because of what a piece of paper at school tells you.
Especially in school. Dude, if I looked at my, primary school results and did that on a basis of where I'm at, it wouldn't add up.
Bro, I'd be like, I wouldn't even be here, bro. I'd be I wouldn't even be here. I'd be like, mate, jeez. Yeah.
I was shocking, but I was grateful to have the support of my family. Didn't put pressure on me, and I had siblings that would kind of make fun of me, but I always knew that they loved me, that they cared. So I felt like that kind of toughened me up for a lot of the whatever hate we get these days. Like, I got 4 siblings, who are great to me, but you know how it is growing up. It can be a bit rough.
Oh yeah, bro. Like, yeah, of course, yeah.
And I struggled. But for anyone who's in a similar position, I'd say just do what you can. You will find something that you're passionate about, and that feeling of being behind and not where you should be, even today, I use that as a drive,
the underdog,
to make sure that right now I'm ahead. I'm doing what I can.
Amen.
I'm making the best of the opportunities I have at hand, and keep moving forward. I even think that kind of hardship of learning to read, being in those special ed classes, honestly, and trying to get through it has somewhat been a motivation for me to keep going.
Mate, 100%. And like, you know, look at us now, and we can now motivate those kids, and you know, they look up to us, and that's a cool feeling, bro. That's a great feeling, eh? Like, they're watching you on a diving board, they're watching me, you know, help change people's lives and growing pages left, right, and center, and running and stuff. Like, they're like, hey, if he can do it, I can too.
Yeah. And I just want to give them reassurance that
they're
can.
okay. Yeah, they're
man.
probably
Like,
be
dude,
special
you're all
ed.
Dude, that was us.
Yeah, mate, bro, if I can do it, anyone can do anything, you know?
I'd just give reassurance to those people and say, I actually think, I've thought about this.
Yeah.
When I was struggling in school, I had to, you know, make friends, find people that could help me to get through it, to try and get my assignments done.
Yeah.
I reckon I learned some of my people skills when I was in primary school, trying to figure out how to do my assignments. Because I certainly didn't know.
You had to figure out how to get help, and it's street smart, bro. Yeah, of course, bro.
I remember pulling up an assignment in like primary school and just being like, just straight up confused. Like, I'd read it and just have no idea what I need to do.
Mate, like I used to look at pieces of paper and my head would go fuzzy. Like, it would proper go fuzzy, and I mean this. I'm not talking rubbish. Like, I reckon I don't think I ever passed one test. I think I guessed every multiple choice, and I used to. I truly don't believe I ever did my homework.
Yeah,
couldn't. I don't know what the hell was going on. I'm looking at a fuzzy piece of paper, bro. It used to make me angry.
Do you need glasses?
No, I needed to get out of there. You know what I mean? Like, dude, when I say special needs, like, I'm not talking about like, oh, Coby is a bit slow and needs some help. Like, I'm talking special needs, bro. That's what I was in, like, sped class. That's what people called me. Or, like, you know, and I was a jock at school as well. Like, I got nominated for biggest jock in year 10. So the footy
and you were
guy,
DJing at the time.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was doing some. I think that's when I just started, like, kind of kicking off some underage, like, events, and I won some competitions at high school. Yeah, I was DJing, special ed DJ, jock.
But I think you can't look at your success in school and if you're struggling and say that's what my life's going to be like. But I think it's super important for anyone that needs to study to become a doctor or a surgeon or a lawyer. We need these people. They're fantastic, and these are the guys that kick ass at school.
Yeah.
But for people like myself, where school basically kicks me, I'm struggling. It's those things outside of school that I found really beneficial.
For sure. I don't know about school, but yeah, I'm probably not the right person to ask. But that, you know, that's my story of school. It wasn't for me.
Even doing the best you can. Like, I started my Sam Straw's company in school, and I used that as like a bit of a coping mechanism. So I could go to school, sit down, and do my business. Figure out how to do that. I loved that, figuring out tasks, YouTubing, taking a step forward, moving forward. I loved that, and that's something I didn't get that sense of achievement from school because I would never achieve on their level. Or their metric for success.
I think something clicked in my brain that I want to speak about. I think one of the scariest things for me doing social media was the fact that it blew up so quickly, and I didn't know what I was doing with business at all. And the reason why that clicked is because you mentioned your straw company. So I gone from Coby, the kid who was a DJ and made money just through shows. I didn't have to build a business. I didn't have to build a way to make money. I just went to the show and then I got paid.
Yep.
So I went from that to housing commission / youth center, and then,
was that the place I came and saw?
Yeah.
Can I say, I think that was quite a nice place.
Dude, it was cool. Like, it was great. Like, it wasn't housing. Like, it wasn't like, you know, what people think housing commission is. It wasn't like that. It was really nice, like, for what it was, you know, labeled and stuff. But
we made a lot of awesome content there.
Yeah, dude, I made a lot of awesome content. Like, dude, my life changed in that house. Like, every time, like, I see it or like think about it, I get, like, you know, this feeling of like, shit, like, that was a really, really hard but important part of my life and my journey. And, you know, what I was getting at is like, you know, I blew up so quickly with not much help at all in the sense of my socials, and I didn't know how to make money. I did not know how to make money at all, bro. I didn't know. I didn't make money for the first 2.5 years. I was on government funding or whatever, and disability stuff, all the rest of it. And I had, 500,000 followers on TikTok, and I had like 100K on Instagram. People thought I was a millionaire,
Dude,
bro.
everyone thinks you got followers,
people,
you're a baller.
Bro, no, it's
Everyone.
not like that. For anyone
Everyone
watching this
thinks
right
that.
now, anyone who has followers, unless they know how to make money and all the rest of it, they are not. And I know that people do brand deals for like $100,
Yeah.
bro. Like, bro, people, you got to really you got to be like really, I don't know. I'll tell you some more information about myself. I have a set fee for a brand deal, and I stick to that. If someone asks me to do a brand deal and they want to, oh, sorry, can you do it for this? I say no, and I stick to my price.
You got to know your value.
Know your value. If you have followers on social media, niche or whatever, it's worth a lot. Niche especially, like you're a sportsman, right? You're obviously more than that, but online, people know you as Sam the diver. That's very, very, very powerful, bro. People know me as the ADHD guy.
Wait, I used to be the musician.
Sam the musician / diver. People know me as the ADHD guy. Am I more than that? Of course. Am I online that guy? Yes. So it's a niche, and it's worth a lot of money, dude. For brand deals, I'm talking about. Never lower your price or your value of who you are as a person, because once you start doing that, people will treat you differently, and you're lowering who you are and your quality of a person and standard. Don't do it.
But at the time, we were struggling.
And I said no still.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I mean this, bro. I said no to XYZ amount of money when I had basically no money. Because I learned that off, I think it was Steve Jobs. I watched his movie like 5 times, and he said something to this business guy in a transaction, and he was like, no, this is what I'm worth. And because my brain does that, it likes to remember certain things, and what I watch reflects my life and impacts my brain a lot. Because I watched that video so many times, that certain part of the movie really stood out for me. And it made me remember to never, ever lower myself for anyone when it comes to business. Yeah. So I never did it.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to look at it. I was very fortunate enough. I had good agents.
Yeah.
Who have helped me on the brand deal side of things. But building the Sam Straws company was something I had to do, fairly entirely by myself. My mum was really helpful in fulfilling packages and helping me run the business, especially when I was at school. That was immensely helpful.
Yeah. Mate, you probably sent him to the wrong place if she didn't help you.
Yeah. The help was incredibly important. Otherwise, no one would have gotten their packages, and I would have sent them out, but
to the wrong people.
Probably to the wrong people. Yeah. But this is something I love too.
Yeah.
You don't have to be perfect.
No.
But you just got to get your bases covered. See, I know what I'm good at to a degree.
Yeah.
Always trying to be better, but I know what I'm good at, and I try to stick to doing that and get people to cover me where I'm not good and help me out in the areas that I need helping out with. And that's what you got to do, because no one is the best at everything. And I do think you should become the most capable person ever as you can be. But
dude, amen to
I
that.
didn't set up the podcast setup. I got my good man Ramon, because that's his expertise.
Of course, bro. You can't that's what I spoke about to my psychologist about a lot, is Coby's at time you open the door to letting people help you, because I was so protective of what I built. I don't want anyone to help me with my social media. I don't want people helping me with brand deals. I don't want people helping me with whatever, because I was like, no, I can do it on my own. But the truth is I couldn't do it on my own. And now I've only recently I've opened that door to allowing people to help me, because I've been screwed over a few times. We all have.
I got screwed over by a brand deal I did once, and it's because my agents hadn't done it for me.
Yeah.
And I thought, you got to be burned once or twice.
I've been burnt in business.
This one particular one was a drink bottle company.
Yeah.
And in the brief, they made out, I would just say it was $300. They made out I was going to get paid $300 for 10
videos.
But $300 per video.
Add a couple of zeros.
So say
onto it,
$3
like
grand.
6 more zeros, and you do it. Yeah. Jeez, like,
and I was
for
like,
10, you know, like,
yeah.
geez.
And I was like, okay, you know, $3
Yeah.
grand, incredible. I was early on. I thought that'd be awesome. Like that's what I make in like a month of coaching, if not jokes. I would make that month of coaching. That's what I make like a year coaching, right? And then I got paid. No, I got paid $300. And it was like a tenth of what they were meant to pay me, and it's because they'd done some sophisticated
little
wording.
Yeah, little tweak.
And of course, writing's not my expertise. Dude.
The thing is, bro, like, you know, we're talking about content and diving and school and all the rest of it, but in like, you know, 20 years time from now, we'll probably be teaching people business because we've built all this on our own, like, and we've learned social media, like we've mastered social media, bro. We know what to do. We know how to do it. I know you ask me things and you're like, how did you do that, bro?
Yeah,
and
dude,
I'm like,
honestly,
mate,
I'm so open. I don't know everything, but I know what's worked for me. And even this morning,
yeah,
you were showing me something. I was like, dude, how do I do
that's
that?
what I'm saying, bro. Because like we're both doing something the same, but in a different way, and we're learning a different niche and all the rest of it. But we're learning stuff along the way, and we just navigate conversations between each other, and you know. We're both at times like, oi, wait a minute, go back. What do you mean? How did you do that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, mate, you know, send me 100 and I'll tell you. No, I'm joking. I don't ever do that.
Yeah,
But, you know,
transfer me my fee.
Yeah,
you
nah,
know it is, Sam.
but it's good. It's good, man. And I don't know. It's all just about life and this weird journey that we're on, I guess. But I don't know, man. Is there anything else that like you want to touch on?
I think diving deep, showing who you are. Is there anything you'd love to share with our audience that we haven't come across? Anything you think would be useful? We all have our battles.
Yeah, of course.
In different fields.
Yeah, like with me as a person, there's a lot more to what, I'll start again. For me as a person, there's a lot more than what you see on the camera. I'm not just constantly being ADHD. I'm not constantly being autistic. I'm not constantly being silly. Like, you know, I go through stuff. I learn. I'm an introverted guy, as I mentioned. I'm obsessed with learning about health and vitamins and routines and, you know, what works for me. I don't listen to the news. I don't listen to the radio. I watch podcasts. I constantly learn because I feel like when I learn, that's when I become better. I do struggle a lot still to this day. Why? I don't know. I just do. I can be really good, and then out of nowhere, I can not be so good. And I've learned just to accept that. Will it be like that forever? I don't know. I don't think so, but it might. And if it is, well, cool. I'm just blessed to be here today because, you know, I've had those times that we mentioned. But yeah, I'm not perfect, man. I'm definitely not perfect. I struggle with, you know, my temper at times. I'm very annoyed at people very easily at times, especially if they're in my surroundings. You know, I get peopled out very easily. But deep down, bro, not even deep down, overall, I'm a good guy. I don't want anyone to ever be in pain. Even if people have tried to bring me down, I still never bring them down. I don't have it in me. I don't like conflict. I don't like drama. And I overthink about things a lot. I don't care how big this social media thing gets. As mentioned before, I just want real people in my life that care about me, not the number next to my name. I'm a deep thinker, and I'm a very emotional, empathetic person, and I like that about me, you know? I like that about me. I don't think I'm better than anyone.
Very compassionate.
Yeah. I'm a carer, bro. I'm a carer. I care about people a lot, regardless of how I'm feeling. You know, a lot of people get this thing twisted with me throughout the years, especially when I was a DJ. They're like, "Oh, you're such a nice guy," and I was like, "Yeah, what did you think I was?" Well, they're like, "Oh, well, you know, you're a DJ and you're a content creator." I'm like, so what?
Yeah.
None of that matters. Like, it doesn't matter. Like,
when you're watching someone on the screen, you watch the character or the you know, whatever we're doing. Like when I'm diving, like it's me, but I'm diving. That's what I'm thinking about. But then outside that, you're You're a person.
I'm a human.
You're a good person doing the best you can.
I'm a human, bro.
And that's all we can all do, right?
You're a human. I'm a human. Like, dude, I have the same feelings as everyone else. I have the same. Like, I got hair, I got skin, I got fingers. I'm not invisible. I'm not invisible, and I like to keep my life pretty simple. I'm not on yachts popping champagne bottles. I'm not in Gucci stores buying Gucci bags. I don't care about that stuff at all.
Yeah,
I don't know if you do. I don't. I think it's stupid. I think
I wear very plain, simple clothes.
mate, I wear the same shorts.
I love politics
every day.
They look after me.
Mate, you look good. Like, as long as you feel good and you're happy with what you're doing, and you know, like, I materialistic stuff truly doesn't mean shit to me. I'll have millions in the bank one day and I still won't buy Gucci. If I do, rewind this podcast back to this certain moment and go, you idiot, you said this, and I'll be like, yep, I screwed up. Yeah. But I don't see the value in, you know, what a lot of other people see the value in, if that makes sense. Yeah. I just don't care about it. Like I said multiple times, I just care about real people, real connection, and just that. And I don't know, I think a lot of people have got me mixed up over the years because of certain things, and also my struggle with conflict. And when I have been struggling a lot, I think people have met me at the wrong times, and they've got a version of me that wasn't my true self. It was a struggling version of myself, and I would, you know, like anyone out there, to know if you are in that point in life where you truly are struggling just to even meet people and walk into someone's house. Like, you know, back in the day, I wouldn't have been able to do this. You know me. I would never have walked into this house on my own back in the day. I would have called you freaking out. I just want you to know that's okay. It's okay to be like that, and just know if I can do it, which is get from that place to this place, which is having a podcast mic in my hand and filming a podcast with one of my best mates, you can do it too. And people are always going to judge you no matter what you do or how nice you are.
You might as well be judged for doing the things you want.
So just do whatever you want to do and just be kind to people. And if you screw up, put your hand up and go, hey, my bad, I'm sorry. And then learn and grow and move on, and that's it, bro.
Dude, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you coming on today.
No, anytime.
I hope people will take a lot of value from some of the stories you've shared today.
No, thanks for having me, and thanks to everyone for watching, and thanks to you, bro, because you are one of my best mates. You've helped me more than anyone, and you know, our friendship means more to me than any of the social media stuff. So
I appreciate you.
Cheers, brother. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Stay hard. Stay in the fight.
Stay in the fight. Stay hard.
Let's go.